All right, everybody. Thank you for having us. We really appreciate the opportunity to come in and pitch today. My name is Axel. This is Alex. We're the founders of Bodiya. So I want you all to do me a favor and picture that you're visiting Boston tonight with some friends. You guys want to go out for the night, but you don't want to spend too much money. You want to find the restaurants and bars that are offering the best deals and specials in your area, but don't know how to go about doing so. You figure you can go online, search, but that's time consuming and inefficient. You can use some of the existing applications on your phone that help you find restaurants. However, you soon realize that none of them help you find the restaurants with the best deals. So what do? The reality is that there's a problem, and that's individuals who want to go out and find the best deals and specials don't have a way of really doing that simply and easily. In the same token, restaurants who want to advertise deals and specials are having a harder time doing that than ever before. So bars and restaurants are having a problem with the inability to effectively reach new customers with their deals and specials. Current marketing techniques are centered around the use of social media. However, this is often poorly utilized and fails to reach new customers, and most businesses just don't use it effectively. Other restaurants and bars just only use the chalkboard in their bar to advertise new deals and specials. However, this only reaches their current customers, not new ones. The problem is that there isn't an easy way for a restaurant or bar to take their deals and show it to more people. So who's solving this problem? While there are large players in the restaurant application industry, none of them are actively figuring out how to get consumers in front of the best deals and specials in their area. While Yelp helps rate restaurants and it's a great place to find reviews, it does not focus on helping businesses or restaurants and bars present their deals to the consumer. Group 1 and Living Social provides businesses with the means to offer coupons. However, these coupons often come with minimums and high percentages that often hurt businesses' bottom lines. And none of these help businesses or help consumers search for the best deals in their area. So what is the solution?
We have found that the best way to go about this, the best way to go about solving these problems, is to create a location-based application along with a website where our bars and restaurants can go on, create an account, upload their deals and specials, and be able to have it viewable by the user of the application. And this will be done in real time. So people who are going out for the night that want to find deals and specials in their location will be able to search through a list of bars and restaurants and get all the bars and restaurants that are offering deals and specials within their geographic location. Bars and restaurants also users will have the ability to find deals based on different filtering criteria, such as if there's live music going on within the restaurant, or like different types of bars and restaurants that they could go to. The user also has the ability to set push notifications, and this is big with the new technology here, is that they can find their favorite bars and restaurants and favorite them and get instant alerts based on what specials and deals they're offering for those specific days. They also will have the ability to, when they're in the vicinity of these bars and restaurants, get instant alerts as they're just walking by. So it's kind of advanced technology here. And Bodiya, like this level of engagement between the restaurants and the users hasn't really been done in the industry before, and that's what we want to change. Bodiya, in a nutshell, basically, is taking a bar and restaurant's chalkboard that they have behind their bar and putting it in the eyes of exponentially more viewers. So let's dive into the business model. The business model revolves around a subscription. At first, we're going to offer 3 months of a free trial to get our customers to try out the product. And we believe this is very crucial for people that are just getting in to the concept of our idea and to really grasp and grow a base in the beginning, as well as when we expand to new areas. So our subscription will be monthly, and we will charge $29.99 a month. And in the future, we actually plan to have a tiered subscription to where we will offer further and additional analytics to the bars and restaurants, such as who's favoriting their bar and restaurant and what location these people are in that are favoriting these restaurants. So let's look at the market. The market is massive. We're starting in New England. There's 33,000 bars and restaurants in New England, which is our initial target market. As we expand nationally, there's over 630,000 bars and restaurants in the nation. This actually excites us because based on our revenue model, we're looking at $11.9 million in potential sales in New England and $226 million in potential sales throughout the nation.
That's a month?
What's that?
Yearly.
Yearly. Yep.
Sorry.
So now we'll jump into the strategy. As we know, the market size is important. You guys want to know, how we're going to implement this. We're going to start in year one in New England. Our marketing strategy is going to be grassroots. We're going to be doing in-person sales, cold calling, and we're going to be doing a lot of social media outreach. For the users, it'll be a little different, kind of similar. Social media, again, as well as doing different campaigns and advertising in these populated areas of nightlife. In year two, we're going to expand out to the East Coast, and we'll be vamping up our marketing and sales efforts and costs. And as we move into year three, we'll be expanding nationally and reaching that 630,000 person or bar and restaurant market. And this strategy is really important because, or we see it as really important because we're going to target major metropolitan cities where there's an abundance of our users and our restaurants in one crowded area. We are the team that will be making Bodiya a success. My name is Alex Basoka. I am an entrepreneurship and finance major here at the University of New Hampshire. I have a strong background in sales. Last year I did an internship at Beacon Funding, selling equipment financing. Made roughly 16,000 calls to clients. I also
Really?
Yes, 16,300 and something. And I also actually got involved with this startup this year, a company called Prosper Bull, and I actually helped them formulate their sales process, which is pretty exciting, helping them get a CRM in place, helping them formulate email marketing and templates and things like that. And that was pretty exciting. Also, I founded the Entrepreneurship Club here, and I'm very excited about entrepreneurship moving forward.
And my name is Axel Ragnarsson. I'm an entrepreneurial studies and finance major here at UNH. I'm a principal in the Ryan's Angel Fund, which is the first undergraduate student-managed angel investment fund in the country. Also had a lifelong passion for entrepreneurship. Ran businesses in the past. Currently own a real estate investment company that owns 4 properties. And like I said, I love entrepreneurship. So this is our 5-year projections. You'll notice that by the end of year 5, we believe we'll be hitting 13 million in yearly sales. While this growth may seem extreme, we're taking a very high growth approach, and we're spending a lot of money on marketing during these 5 years. It's our biggest expense, and we believe with this strategy and our plan to expand down the East Coast and across the nation within the first few years of operations, we'll be able to hit this growth. So being an internet-based subscription company, we understand the need for an exit strategy. While the focus will be on growing the business, we understand that we're not running a lifestyle company and that investors are going to expect a return. These are some examples of companies in the restaurant application industry that have been acquired in recent years. They were valued based on their user and databases primarily, and we believe that with our considerable revenues and our substantial user and database, we'll be a great target for an acquisition by a larger company in this industry or as a strategic partner in the future. So in order to launch Bodiya, we're raising a seed round of $200,000, and we're going to use the proceeds from the Holloway competition, hopefully it's a decent amount, to put towards this round of financing. We need this money to develop the application and the website and to carry us to our break-even point. We're offering this investment as a straight equity investment, as we want our investors to share in as much upside as possible, and we're offering it a $500,000 valuation. Thank you very much for letting us come in. Winning the Holloway competition would be immense in helping us launch Bodiya. We'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
I'll start.
Sure.
So there's going to be no IP here at all, you think?
Most likely not.
Probably not, right? So your value, and you pointed out correctly, I think that it's probably not a lifestyle business, right?
No.
You can be in the tech business and it can be a lifestyle business. But given what you guys want to do, it's clearly not a lifestyle business. So you got to come up with a reason why someone wants to buy you. And it's either because you're printing money and or you've got something which is, 100,000 customers and you're way ahead of the curve on everybody else on it. It's an interesting idea, I have to tell you. When I read this the other day, before today, it interested me. This whole idea of the location-based real-time stuff, I get it. But I want you to elaborate on it. So I'm walking down the street with my Croatian girlfriend who happens to be here today, and we're going to Portland tonight, and my app, and the other guy with her, by the way, he's not a tourist. Walking down Wharf Street in Portland.
Sure,
And I just get an automatic, something that says to me, hey, this bar over here is offering, so whatever the offer is. And the guy that owns the bar, the gal that owns the bar has decided it's quiet tonight. It's Friday night and I'm quiet. I'm gonna put a special on chicken wings, buffalo wings, and beer. Pitcher of beer for $1 and chicken wings for 50 cents. I mean, I'm making the point, it's extreme. I see that, and I could be in another bar, right? I mean, that's the idea behind this, right? Is to give people an advantage, an opportunity to go ahead and grab people they know are in the area right now that are probably eating or looking for a place to eat. Is that it?
That's exactly it. So the idea is that you would have the application on your phone, and let's say you're going to Portland, you could search ahead of time Portland, and it would congregate a list of all the bars and restaurants in Portland that are offering deals and specials on that night. And you'll be able to view what they are. You'll also be able to view some information about the bar or restaurant, such as the type of restaurant, deals that they offer on other days of the week, obviously where it is, a picture.
So that goes a little deeper, but I mean, just to grab somebody right out of the gate.
Exactly.
The bar, if I'm a guy that owns a bar and you come in and you're selling to me and you say, look, this is you want to get my attention. The elevator pitch is, this is what you can do. You can decide right now, it's lunch crowd, you want to try to get some people in here for lunch, you're going to have a special. All these appetizers for free, whatever it is. I run a software company. One of the things that we're debating right now is giving away our product for a period of time. And they get invested and they get married to it and then they end up paying. In your case, it's get an appetizer free, they're going to come in and buy all the stuff, right?
Exactly. So the goal is for that business or for that restaurant owner who has more chicken wings than he anticipated selling, he wants to offer a deal or he just wants to get people in. The value is exactly what you just said. He can send out an alert to people in a radius with this application, and they'll receive this alert and if they have push notifications enabled on the application, they get an alert saying, Joe's Pub is offering $1 pitchers. It's good from Friday night 7 to 10. And they'll say exactly what you just...
And nobody's doing this right now.
Nobody's doing this right now.
Nobody anywhere.
And so let me speak on that. So obviously, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Foursquare. So Foursquare, they were the pioneers of the location-based alert technology back 5 to 6 years ago. But they failed to set a level of engagement with their customers. So let's say you go to Joe's Pub and you have a great time and you want to go back there in the future. The idea of being able to follow them and set up push notifications so that when they upload a deal or change a deal on their account, you get it instant. So it creates that level of engagement between the restaurant and bar and their customers that doesn't really exist right now. And that's something Foursquare doesn't do, which is a main difference. So it's not completely new that location technology has existed, but no one's focused it directly into the application of we're going to advertise our deals and specials using it. I don't know if that answers your question. Sure.
Just follow that because I think there is a company in Manchester to spin off from Dine called Adored. So can you just talk about the differences between Adored and you guys?
Sure. So Adored, what their model is they take pictures of the chalkboards and they kind of congregate a list. And what they do is similar to where you can search the area and you get the chalkboards. However, I don't believe that they have the level of engagement that we were talking about to where if you find a restaurant that you enjoy and you plan to return in the future and you want to interact with them or you want to know when they change their deals or specials, I don't believe that's something they offer. They do kind of just take the chalkboard and put it in a digital space, but I don't think they do it very effectively. And although they are a new company and one could say they do kind of prove that there is a need, we plan to just do it better and offer more features. That would answer that.
So anything they post would just have to be on the chalkboard and they'd have to write it down each time. Whereas, a bar or restaurant could just type in their application or their website and put it up in live time.
Exactly.
I have two questions. One is, so these types of services can have a sort of catch-22 when you start up, because it's like restaurants want to know what's your user base, you know,
Absolutely.
and the users want to say, well, what restaurants are in here? It can be a challenge because you've got, you know, both basically, how do you say at first that both we don't really have anything? You mentioned the 3-month trial. It's 3 months, right?
Yes, there
Yes.
is. There is.
What other types of outreach plans do you have to be able to sort of try to overcome that challenge?
So that is obviously the problem. We view that as the biggest challenge, is reaching a critical mass where both sides get value from the service, the user in the restaurant. The 3-month free trial was our original plan to try and recruit a number of businesses in the beginning. We also brainstormed saying that if in the very initial beginning of the business, first 6 months, we can maybe extend that even longer or invite a large number of restaurants into a large beta test. And we can do it, for example, in towns like Durham, Portsmouth, and Dover in this area, and we believe we can grab a user base from this area that would be easier to market to a college student that wants more interaction with cheap bars and cheap restaurants. So we believe that we have to establish that it works, and once we get a market or a segment of the area to where we get a large amount of people using it, if you feel like we can bring that to more areas. I don't know if you want to speak on that or.
Yeah, we do have lump sums of marketing expenses in certain areas, such as when we expand. So we really want to make sure that when we do go out to a new area, that we're really, spending a lot of money on marketing, because we think this is one of the biggest things we have to look at and make sure.
It is the biggest challenge. By
Yeah,
Yeah.
make sure we conquer that challenge.
Mhm.
Okay. And sorry, this is just the second question. You mentioned you need $200,000 of startup funds, and I saw your breakdown of financials. But what you keep talking about, we're going to do a ton of marketing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What have you put toward? What have you sort of earmarked for marketing? Do you know?
We actually have some slides in the appendix we can go and reference. So in the first, this is.
So yeah, like we said in the beginning, it'll be a lot of grassroots marketing,
Yeah.
such as social media outreach, cold calling, and interactions in person with the restaurants. And then on the user side, we'll be doing a lot of marketing through social media, and as well as going into these popular areas where there's a lot of bars and restaurants, and advertising that way.
And every month we allocate, on month 6, we allocate 25% of the sales in that month to marketing. Because, that's how we're going to grow this quickly and efficiently, is gathering users at a high rate. And if we don't spend money on marketing, obviously it's going to be challenging to do that. So for example, in the beginning we can do inexpensive marketing like Instagram marketing. There's influencers in the area that have review food, for example, or review restaurants. We can we can put ads on their page for an hour, 2 hours at a time. It's rather inexpensive and it reaches a lot of eyes. That's a very cost-effective marketing strategy that we would want to use when we're expanding into new areas. But we do roughly break down each month as 25% of the monthly sales we're going to just put back into marketing. And that grows equally throughout the years as the sales grow.
Okay.
Does that fully answer the question?
Yeah, that was fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So first of all, I love the sales and marketing experience. It obviously seems to you guys' strength. The concern I have is, have you guys ever actually built an application, or how do you feel you're going to be able to handle getting something built, having never done that before? Product management skills, even if you have outside developers, there's a lot to actually having something done successfully. Have you built a prototype?
We haven't built a prototype. Reason is it's expensive. We have talked to Eric I don't know if you're familiar with Pixel Media, the company Pixel Media. He quoted us it's going to cost $100 to $125K to build the website application and the database to store all the information. Now we do want to work with him to try and nail down an interface. Granted, you're right, I've never built an app. Alex has never built an app. And I think we have to surround ourselves with people who are familiar with that. And granted, on the team right now, it's just the two of us. But I know I wouldn't be opposed at all to bringing on someone who has software experience. Give them a little bit of equity, and they can help guide us along the process. Because you're right, that's not a skill set we have, but we can find people who have that skill set. And I think something we would do is lean on them and try and get their advice and maybe add another member to our team in the future.
Yeah, I think one of the big things is we're really, really confident in our features. So how we present that to the developer, he'll be able to know exactly what we want. as well as update, the application as we go.
So I like the idea. Just a question on the sales piece. So I came back to it after sort of reviewing your files. So I don't quite understand the sales model or how many you have in your sales team, but I look at if it's 1,200 in year one, that's 5 a day. And then in year 2, you're selling 25 a day. I don't know if you have any sense of sort of what the sales cycle is and how many people are on the sales team if you're going up and down the East Coast. Just a little bit more definition on that part of it.
Sure. Sure. So, like you mentioned, we do want to just project month-over-month growth in the first 2 years. The way we started the first 5 to 6 months is we pictured, I'm going to work 12 hours a day and I'm going to be able to get in front of 20 to 30 restaurant and bar owners a day. And at that rate, I think it's very attainable to start hitting 5 a day, especially if we pitch the value of a 3-month free trial that they can try it, no obligations. As we do grow, we do add, that is our first increase in our payroll expenses. We add a salesperson around month 6, month 7, and we plan to pay them $60K a year. That's salary plus incentives, and probably give them a little bit of equity. And that is right around where we're starting to finalize our growth in New England and expand to the East Coast. You'll see in month 6 of the financials, or month 7, excuse me, that the payroll expense does raise, and that is adding 1 salesperson. And then we add 2 when we decide to go down the East Coast in month 13. Same exact model, 2 more salespeople. And the way, and also our travel expense grows at that point too, because we want to go to the cities, of course. And as a team, we can tackle a city, just run through all the restaurants and bars in the city quickly within a week or so, and get in front of all the faces we need to get in front of.
Do you have an expectation that they'll sign up quickly? I mean, again, I'll go back to Adore, which I don't know much about except for reading the New Hampshire Business Review, but they've been around for a year, a couple of years.
Yeah.
I have no idea what their growth trajectory is. Is there anything you can point to that sort of demonstrates easy, quick adoption for anyone in the restaurant business, whether it's open table or otherwise?
I'm not, I wish I knew the adoption rate of Adore. I don't have the information of their growth. I think we base it on the fact, I guess we base it on our confidence in the features that we're providing. I don't know if you can speak further than that. But
We did also look at those other companies, such as Urban Spoon and
there's Food Supply. That was
Food
another
Supply,
company
Food
I
Spotting
had.
and Urban Spoon. And we saw kind of how they grew as far as user base, and they were around 36,000 in 5 years, something like that.
Well, I think Urban Spoon had around 36,000 restaurants on their platform around the time they were acquired. And I think we have around 30,000 users around year 4 in our financials. I can go back and show you this.
Yeah, that's fine. We thought through that part, which is...
Yeah, we have. And Urban Spoon had 36,000 users when they were acquired, and they obviously got acquired for a very large sum. So
I'm going to encourage you to go back and talk to some more restaurant owners. I want you to ask them this question. How many hours a day do you have open for sales calls?
yeah,
Because to hit 5 a day,
yeah.
it sounds real easy for you, but it's not for that guy. Because he's busy all during lunch, and he's busy all during dinner, and he's busy doing everything he normally does. And we usually only have a small window, so I'd encourage you to revisit that, because it's a very short opportunity there on each day. Let me ask another question. Are you going to be able to build something in your app to actually monitor the traffic flow of users of your app? Is there a way you can see the number of users and where they're congregating? Because I'm interested as an owner of a bar to see how many people actually came through. So what is my traffic flow of users? Because I have no proof. So unless you're going to offer some sort of extra coupon that they will display that they came in using your app, and they're going to get an extra discount, I have no way of monitoring your flow. So I don't know if it's worth it to continue with you guys, even though I used you for 3 months.
Okay.
So how am I going to get hooked on the idea? But if you can show me an X number of people have traveled through my restaurant that use your app in a given week, I'd be much more interested in that.
And a feature that we did envision implementing was, granted maybe not the physical traffic flow through the restaurant, but you can have an idea of how many people are engaging with your account on the website or the application, how many people are touching your profile, taking a look at it. Obviously, you're going to know how many people are following and sending up alerts for you. Granted, that's a digital footprint. You're getting digital information, but that would be a good feature to think about, is how many physical bodies are getting in there. Because I guess on the user side, it's just those people are seeing your deals. But obviously, there's a conversion there of how many people are looking at your deals and coming to the restaurant.
And another thing we were thinking about doing was actually following up before these free trials were ending, and just seeing how things were going, maybe providing them that information as far as the analytics.
Yeah.
One more observation?
Yeah, so real quick, I'll do this in 30 seconds. Have you guys been up to Dartmouth College yet and seen Jamie Coughlin? Write that name down, Jamie Coughlin. Go see Dartmouth College. They got a great program up there for exactly what you're trying to do, which is build a tech company, okay? Money, resources. It's a great program. They used to be with the space there in Manchester. They're up there now. You should definitely see Jamie Coughlin. Don't mention my name. I'm not sure it'll help you, but what wouldn't hurt? But here's a couple things, all right? First of all, you're totally lowballing what you need. You don't need $200,000, okay? You guys need at least $1 million, all right? If you're really going to do this, if I'm an investor and you come to me and you tell me you're looking for $200,000, I'm going to say you don't have enough money. The other thing, you need a lot more if you're going to really do it and do it right, okay? And that's not even the sales side. That's just getting the technology going and working. The other thing is you absolutely need to get a third, maybe even a fourth, 2 people, 1 minimum that writes code. You got to have that, okay? I can hook you up with offshore coders that are a fraction of the cost that you're going to get paying here in the United States, and they're more available, okay? You're not going to get a coder in the United States to write code for you. You're not, unless you have a huge budget. Now, the people that invest in your company, they're going to know coders locally. It's going to cost you $200 an hour. You can go offshore to really, really good people who, believe me, speak English better than I do, okay? Because they learn in a different way, they communicate well, and you get the job done. But you need maybe $1 million. You need to find the right people. You got to pitch this thing. Nobody in this room has an NDA. It's out there now. You got a great idea. You got to move quickly. You guys should be talking to investors right now. Forget sales. Sales are great. You got to have that discussion. But until you guys get the money and write the code and prove that it works and get it to market, it's nothing. So you got to get out there and hustle money. It's a great idea. I like it. Doesn't mean you're going to rank here, but I'm just saying it is a great idea. But you guys have a great background. And by the way, you share the same name. You just flip a couple letters.
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty wild.
We actually had our name tags on there.
Axel.
I actually had his name tag on right before we walked in. We go,
Yeah.
oh crap, yeah.
So, but that's my suggestion. 200,000 is way below what you need to do it.
I would agree with that too, in the point that if I can 5 seconds to respond to that is, that was just to get us into a beta, have all the technology made, and we plan on raising a Series A of a lot more down the line, but initially.
You're going to show a lot more maturity in terms of this process if you go to investors asking for what you really need. And it happens all the time. Look, chances are nobody's going to invest in your company and you guys are come out of it combined as a majority. Okay?
Yeah.
At this stage, you're going to be minority. It's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
If you execute and do well, you'll keep your jobs. If the investors see you and you don't execute well, they will fire you.
Yeah.
So there's a strong incentive. But if you really want to make this happen, accept the fact that you're going to be minority shareholders, but that you got the money that you want and you can move forward with it. But you're going to need someone to write code. You got to have that.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it.